On Friday the 15th of April, the Whitehall Choir is giving a concert of English music in the beautiful surroundings of Holy Trinity, Sloane Street. Its generous acoustic and fine organ will give a suitably cathedral-like ambience to a programme of music by Parry, Finzi and Britten. We're going to sing two familiar works by Parry, the great coronation anthem, I Was Glad, and the large-scale motet, Blest pair of Sirens, setting Milton's uplifting words in praise of music. Less well known are Parry's songs of farewell, all except the first of them perhaps, My Soul There Is a Country Far Beyond the Stars, which is sung frequently in churches and cathedrals up and down the country. The other five are less familiar and represent part songwriting at its very best. This is Parry, one of the greatest British choral composers, writing at the end of his life and putting everything into the realization of the text into music. The motets become increasingly complex and are divided into more and more parts, from the simple four-part I know my soul hath power to know all things, to the mighty 15-minute double choir setting of verses from Psalm 39, Lord, let me know mine end and the number of my days, which finishes the cycle. These are Parry's final offerings before his death in 1918 and show him at his most inward and personal. Gerald Finzi's wonderful festival anthem, Lo the Full Final Sacrifice, has become very well known in recent years. It was written for that extraordinary vicar of St Matthew's, Northampton, and later Dean of Chichester Cathedral, Walter Hussey. He commissioned pretty well all the major composers of the day to write an anthem for the church's patronal festival each year, and Finzi's was the commission for 1946. It sets an amalgamation of two of Richard Crashaw's poems, which he wrote in reflection of Thomas Aquinas' hymns Adoro Te and Laudasim Salvatorem. It's a wonderful outpouring of music, which culminates in the famous double choir Amen, which has become so popular that it's often taken out and performed separately as a final Amen after the blessing at the end of a service. Britain's Rejoice in the Lamb was also a Walter Hussey commission for St Matthew's, but 3 years earlier in 1943, and for the church's 50th anniversary service. He received the princely sum of £25 for writing the work. And like the Finzi, it's become one of the most popular choral works of recent years, and is set in the form of a mini cantata with choruses and solos, which are taken in our concert by singers from the choir. We're fortunate to be able to field a team of excellent soloists to take these sections of the work. Britten chose to set a text called Jubilate Anno by Christopher Smart, who wrote it in a lunatic asylum into which he'd been committed by his father-in-law for supposed religious mania. Well, the poem is certainly full of odd images, but at its core is a heartfelt summary of his situation, where he says, For I am under the same accusation as my Saviour, for he said he is besides himself. For the officers of the peace are at variance with me, and the watchman smites me with his staff. For silly fellow is against me. For I am in 12 hardships, but he that was born of a virgin shall deliver me out of all. It's passionate stuff, and Britten responds brilliantly with a work which is incredibly wide-ranging, and in the end, moving and memorable. So do come and join us for a great evening's music making in wonderful surroundings. James Longford is the organist accompanying the Whitehall Choir at Holy Trinity, Sloane Street at 7:30 on Friday the 15th of April. Tickets are available online via the Whitehall Choir's website, that's whitehallchoir.org.uk, or on the door at the church, and we look forward very much to seeing you there.